What would you do if the woman you loved, the one you built a life with, came home happy every single time you were supposed to be out of town? The night everything broke was a Tuesday, 2 a.m., in our bedroom in a quiet Dallas suburb. Her phone, usually face down, was glowing on the nightstand. A notification flashed across the screen, a name I didn't recognize, followed by a heart emoji. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. For years, I had been the loyal husband, the provider, the rock. Sarah, my wife, was my world. We had a beautiful home in Highland Park, a life that seemed perfect from the outside. I traveled for work often to New York or Chicago, and always looked forward to coming home to her. She'd greet me with a smile, a hug, and stories of her week. But lately those smiles felt different. Too bright, perhaps. Too carefree for someone who supposedly missed me. The first hint of something wrong wasn't a text or a suspicious call. It was a feeling, a subtle shift in her energy. She started taking more care with her appearance, new lingerie, a fresh haircut before my business trips. She'd dismiss it as treating herself, and I, naive fool, believed her. Then came the strange behavior. Her phone became an extension of her hand, always guarded, always face down. She'd disappear into the guest room for important work calls that lasted hours, her voice hushed. The slow discovery began with a receipt, tucked into the pocket of her coat, a crumpled bill from a high-end steakhouse in downtown Dallas, near the Arts District. The date was a Thursday, a night I was supposed to be in Miami. The total was for 2. My stomach dropped. I confronted her, gently at first. She spun a tale about a girls' night out with a new colleague, claiming she'd forgotten to mention it. The lie was flimsy, but I wanted to believe it, wanted my perfect life back. But the seeds of doubt had been planted. I started paying attention. Her car, a sleek black Mercedes, often had extra mileage on it when I returned. Her stories about her days became vague, punctuated by long pauses. One evening, while she was showering, her phone buzzed. A text from Alex. "Can't wait for next week, babe. Miss you." My hands trembled as I read it. Alex, the name from the notification. The world tilted. Sarah became cold, manipulative. When I tried to talk, she'd turn it around, accusing me of being paranoid, insecure. "You're imagining things, Mark. You're always so jealous." Her words were daggers, designed to make me question my own sanity, made me feel like the villain for even suspecting her. She was untouchable, wrapped in a cloak of self-righteous indignation, convinced I would never truly uncover her deceit. I remember sitting in our living room staring at the framed wedding photo on the mantelpiece, tears streaming down my face. The man in the picture, so full of hope and love, was a stranger to me now. I was broken. The humiliation was a physical ache, a constant pressure in my chest. But beneath the pain, a cold, hard resolve began to form. I wouldn't just leave. I would make her pay. My revenge began quietly, meticulously. I hired a private investigator, a discreet man named Frank, based out of a small office on Elm Street. He confirmed my worst fears. Sarah was indeed having an affair with an older married man named Richard Thorne, a prominent real estate developer. A secluded diner off Commerce Street and a luxury apartment Richard kept in Uptown. Frank provided photos, videos, call logs, and even recordings of their conversations. The evidence piled up, a damning testament to her betrayal. I also started digging into Richard Thorne. He was known for his ruthless business practices, but also for his carefully cultivated public image. A family man, a philanthropist. I found out he was deeply involved in a major development project that required significant public funding and a pristine reputation. This was my leverage. The legal traps were set first. Consulted with the sharpest divorce attorney in Dallas, a woman known for her aggressive tactics. We drafted a divorce petition that would expose Sarah's infidelity and Richard's involvement, assuring she would receive nothing from our shared assets. I also quietly transferred significant funds from our joint accounts into a separate, untraceable account, leaving just enough to avoid immediate suspicion. The social traps were more intricate. I created an anonymous email account and began sending snippets of the evidence to key figures in Richard Thorne's professional and personal life. His business partners, his wife, the local newspaper's investigative desk. I timed it perfectly, just before a crucial city council meeting where his development project was up for approval. The public exposure was brutal. The city council meeting was a disaster for Richard. The newspaper ran a front-page expose with Frank's photos. His wife filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences in marital misconduct. Sarah, meanwhile, was blindsided. The divorce papers landed on her desk at work, detailing every sordid detail of her affair. Her colleagues who had once admired her now looked at her with disgust. Her carefully constructed world crumbled. She tried to fight, to deny, to manipulate, but the evidence was overwhelming. In the courtroom, her arrogance withered under the weight of Frank's testimony and the irrefutable proof. She lost everything: her reputation, her friends, her financial security, and the comfortable life she had taken for granted. Richard Thorne's career was in tatters, his public image destroyed. I saw her once, months later, working as a cashier in a grocery store in a less affluent part of town, her once vibrant eyes now hollow and defeated. She didn't see me. I just watched her for a moment, a ghost of the woman I once loved, now completely ruined. The silence in my empty house was deafening, but it was a silence I had earned. The end.